complete mess at the moment. Leave it like that. The volume, just dropping things on the floor, making loud noises. Completely accidental because we're too busy focusing on not everything. We don't have the words to it because we feel stupid. We're not focused on everything, so then we make mistakes that could be avoided. And then you're rushing, so it's easy for you to make these mistakes. I don't even want to be doing this, but then we feel like we have to do it to get done out of the way, blah 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 blah. 11 o'clock at the moment. 2-hour session, because these sessions are 2 hours, so it takes us to 1 in the morning. That's, 1 in the morning. I can't get that time back. At least we're spending it with Barbara. Could be worse. Why is it Barbara and not Blue Eyes? It's because Blue Eyes has given a pass to Ashley, so Blue Eyes can't even be here without me having to fuss with the pass, so I guess Blue Eyes just won't be here. This is the warm-up where we just do whatever we want for, I think it's 30 minutes. And the aim is 6 pins.
Nice
6 pins or more. As long as that's achieved, it's all fine. I don't like rushing. Oh, Siobhan, is that Gwen? Gwen! We always talk about Gwen. Gwen might be there. If it's not Gwen, then it's Jessie.
Great double.
We'll find out soon enough. I know that Siobhan's there. She has blue eyes. Andy also has blue eyes. That EI, that's definitely Gwen. Yeah, it's Gwen. She shows you that old people can be cool. That's what Gwen shows. Yeah, that's still more than 6 pins.
Nice there.
Even if you get, even if you don't get a spare, it doesn't matter because you still knocked over 6 pins to begin with. Let's see about. Yeah. Just a reality. We'd rather be doing something that isn't this, but we're doing it. Like, it annoys me that I could be doing something else that I feel could be more beneficial to me. You know why that is. It's because I don't care about the rank stuff. And here I am. Yeah, that's I. Yeah. Trying to practice a technique so that we can help Barbara or whoever reach that rank in the Pro League. That looks really cool. Reach that rank in the Pro League so that... Wow, that pin. Was it pin number 1? Pin number 1. Yeah. Yeah, do that Pro League stuff so that people can learn from the things that we have to say. It's almost like I'm saying most of what you'd be getting from these videos is not... Oh, actually, I don't know. It depends, really. It depends which video we're talking about. I do like the fact that Barbara's skin tone is the same as mine, so I just looked at... I was looking at what I could see, and I noticed Barbara's hands. And I thought about myself, because we have similar And there's Siobhan, and I think Andy as well. Andy, Gwen, they all have the same skin tone.
Fair.
Wow, did you see what she did to the pin? Yeah, it was fun. I see that 178 and it reminds me of 258. That's because she has a 258 set up.
Strike.
I was going to say something like most of what you're getting isn't from the skill side, it's more from the stuff that we're saying. But it's not really, it's not all about the stuff that we're saying. It's some of the more abstract things as well.
Great double.
Like the fact that Barbara's here and you get to see her with Siobhan, and look at her and Gwen, man. Oh my goodness. That's the sort of stuff, for example, that you're getting from these videos. In a bit of a... Really? Sometimes you get a bit of a focus on the moments with Gwen and Barbara together like that, rather than Barbara's strikes. Remember, we're not even trying to go for strikes. I guess you could say that we are, but it doesn't matter if she gets them or not, because she just needs to get 6 pins, and she did that every single time. She doesn't even need to get 6 pins, it's just that is the criteria for our warm-up. We're playing to knock over a minimum of 6 pins. You actually got 258 Barbara. Yeah. But maybe those abstract things about the sessions that we've had, the videos, maybe that's what people will get to appreciate a bit more than what they're currently being shown right now, which is a bunch of 300s. I mean, that's what other people are going for, 300s and infinity ring. But I guess my agenda, and I guess Barbara's as well, for example, and I and all them, is not necessarily about the 300s or the strikes. Certainly not if your name is Siobhan. But anyway, you get a bit more, and it would be nice if everyone took a step back from the skill for a bit, just to appreciate more of what's going on besides the strikes and the scores. I'll say right now that usually on this screen I look at the sign in the background that says Sparko Square, and I'll look at the last 3 letters because they spell the word R-A-R-E. I just noticed that Barbara's last 3 letters of her name are almost the same, but the last one is an A instead of an E. Barbara's picked up a purple bowling ball. It'd be cool if we got to see the ball come out of the ball machine. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but I know that is a thing. It's a machine that it functions underneath the ground, and when the ball goes into the ball pit, I guess it gets sent down a tunnel. Wow. And then it comes out of the ball machine. Maybe it's called a ball dispenser. Oh my gosh, you and Gwen, and you're bowling with different arms too, and you both have brown hair. If any of you two are wearing the same outfit. syllable. Oh,
Double.
that's funny. It's Andy. Oh, Gwen. Oh, it's your arm. The pins fell over really fast. There's Gwen. She's already ready to go.
Hey, spare.
It's Barbara. It's Andy. Wow, you and Siobhan, Andy. It's Grayson. Wow.
Nice strike.
How did you do that? Oh, pin number 1 slid into pin number 10. That's what it looks like. Yeah. I just noticed I again. I. Bit slower that one, I think.
Great double.
Pin number 1 sliding is Gwen. Oh, inverted heavy spin. Yeah, that one's. I don't have a better description for that because it's not Harry spin since she's left-handed,
Amazing.
but she is hooking the ball in like she's hooking the ball by twisting her wrist in the sort of, I don't know. It's as if she's crossing her body with her arm. So if Barbara was to use Harry's spin, she'd be crossing her arm over to the left to hook it to the left. But because Gwen's right-handed, she has the ball left-handed, she has the ball in her left hand ready, and then crosses her arm to the right, which is the opposite of Barbara. So I would call it inverted Harry spin. That time she did what you did, Barbara. Sort of. I'm not sure how she does it, Gwen. It's only now that I realise this frame now.
Awesome.
You got a spare on frame 4, did you? I thought it was an 8 spare that you got. I guess we'll find out. I don't remember you getting only 8 pins, so... No, it was a 9 spare on frame 4. It's a 9 spare.
Wonderful.
6. You only need 6 pins. 6. It's Gwen, Siobhan, Andy. You have to go again, Barbara. If you get 8 pins, it will show 2, 4, 7. That's not 8 pins, that's 10. What's your next 3? Ooh,
Yes.
pardon me. Oh, I see.
Finish.
Pin number 3. You got your score, Barbara. More importantly, you knocked over at least 6 pins every time. So you did a great job. Yeah. It's good work, Barbara. You got 8 in a row, and you got 3 at the start. So your rally, you had 2 streaks, and your longest rally was 8 strikes. 1 pickup, no gutters or splits, or split conversions. You also won Abby's game. Mm-hmm. 16 minutes. Mm-hmm. 16 minutes. 2 sessions and a lot of talking. Certainly can fit in 2 more before the end of the checkup. Check out the end of the warm-up. That's interesting. I'm curious. That's very interesting. You still got 7 pins, that's good work. Yeah, you got. It depends on how you cook this one, Barbara. Oh no. Well, you still got 6 pins. Oh, we got over 6 pins from the throw. Let's see what this does. 9.
Spare.
Screen. 7. To do the flick and to twist your wrist at the same time. I'll try it one more time. I'll do it the other way. Seems like a different kind of warm-up, if that makes sense. If you had your warm-up be a Fumiko spin warm-up or a carry spin warm-up. I don't know if we should do that yet, but I think it's something to consider in the future. Because Barbara was still getting at least 7 pins. Uh-oh. But there's something going on in my head. I wasn't happy with what was going on. So maybe we should save that one. Because the warm-up is supposed to be outside. The warm-up is supposed to be
Strike.
stimulating but relaxing, if that makes sense. It's not supposed to feel like you're working hard, but it still should feel like you're doing something. That felt like in my head. Felt like my head was doing a lot of work. Helping Barbara use physical spin. So I noticed that Barbara hasn't been spinning the ball as much during this session. I guess it's not really a problem because it is still just a ball, but at the same time, well, that's the problem. It's supposed to be a warm-up, but my brain isn't treating it like that. But Barbie still knocked over 8 pins, which is more than 6. So she's still doing good. She's still knocked over. Yeah, see, that's the thing, because even if Barbara's quota has been 6, a lot of Barbara's throws have led to her getting 8. No, sorry, 10. So we can still feel how
Finish.
Barbara was working at she was performing better in terms of knocking over as many pins as she could than she is now. If you look at the scorecard, you'll see one strike. I think that was a slow one as well. And then you got a lot of 9s. Well, see, because up to frame 5, Barbara, I think up to frame 6, Barbara was trying things out between frame 2 and 6. But even frame 1 was only 9 pins. Frame 7 was only 9. Frame 8 was frame 9 was a split 8, and frame 10 was also 9 pins. But all of those results are more than 6, so there's technically not a problem. It's all in the head. My brain's not used to the warm-up. I would say I hope that they can get used to the warm-up. I'm not sure when that will happen. Well, this is the last warm-up session as well. Well, that's not very good, is it? Because it's like your warm-up got eaten up. You lost your warm-up.
Nice strike.
Let's see, go on. Oh, I see. No distance. With the swing. I'm thinking about how I swung the Joy-Con. That sort of makes sense. What Barbara did. Yeah, that's what we did earlier, and then the ball hooked a lot. That's where I noticed that thing. But now thinking about it, I know why that happened. Well,
Strike.
well, I feel like sometimes when we swing, or just when I naturally swing the Joy-Con, what happens is I very slightly rotate the Joy-Con towards, I rotate the Joy-Con clockwise, and by doing that, the ball hooks in that direction.
Double.
It's never intentional, which I think is why sometimes the ball hooks less than other times, because it's like I'm not actually trying to help Barbara spin the ball more, it just happens by accident. It happens accidentally. Yeah. Well, we can save that for the threshold part of the session, that's the actual proper session. This is just a warm-up. So we can save all of that logic for the actual session. I don't think it helps that we don't have a proper... I don't know. What we're trying to actually test in the session is quite generic or loose. You know that this is the early throw, this is the late throw session. But beyond throwing lates and getting 8 pins, we don't know much else. About the session that we're testing, so that was frame 7. Good early throw. How's it going, Ryan? That's good. Pins. Over here doing this stuff. We have a 266 set up.
Wonderful.
All you need are 6 pins. Yes, I'm not good at talking. Full stop. Slowable. Slowable. But you would have knocked over 6 pins regardless. So you did well, Barbara. It's frame 10. 206. 2. Kilburn Park. That was certainly a fast throw. You had a 280 set up, but you didn't do that as well. I don't even know what your split was.
Finish.
266. 2. Brent Cross. The session actually starts. That's great. Sorry, microphone. I don't even know where the microphone is. It's here in front of me. $206. I was thinking that for some reason 2 of those routes go to Stratford, when there only one of them does. But 2 of them do go to Hackney Wick. And 2 of them go to Harlesden. And 2 of them go to... Actually 3 of them go to Harlesden. Where does the 56 go? I don't think it meets 236. Where does the 236 even go? 236. Hackney Wick. 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that route goes. Hackney Wick. It goes past Finsbury Park. I don't know if it terminates there or not. Okay, Barbara, it's the late. I'm supposed to be standing up. I don't actually want to do this. Oops. This is really bad, isn't it? It's not really bad. I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing my job because I can't even be bothered, isn't it? Oh. Okay. It's 8 pins, yeah, and you got it, so that's good. 8 pins minimum. Can you do a late throw and hook it up? Well, yeah, all you have to do is swing up later. Joy-Con though, I mean, the headset's coming off. That's your bonnet. Wow, the whole training trio's here. So, I's here, Barnes here, Barbara's here. They're all bowling at the same time. This bit lasts 1 hour.
Nice strike.
Pardon me. Sorry, I'm burping. That was interesting that how much spin was applied to the ball. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm so switched off. You know this is only day 2 out of 5 into this. No, it's day 3 actually, because it's Tuesday and the cables are just everywhere. Okay, so sorry, Rob, I'm just computing in my head. Where should I flick the Joy-Con for you? Okay, so this needs to go behind my back, isn't it? That's probably what it is. So you do this, swing it around there. I can hear the pins being upturned. Now I won't have to deal with that cable. Okay. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, too much spin. Twist, right? So. Oh no, early.
Spare.
I'll do 2 standing up, 1 sitting down, 2 standing up, 1 sitting down, 2 standing up, 1 sitting down.
Nice strike.
2 standing up, 1 sitting down. 8 pins minimum. Barbara's freezing. Ice cream. Gwen is here. Extreme Gwen. Look at that. So extreme. Absolutely.
Great double.
Fantastic. I don't know if the right words to describe Gwen that aren't extreme. And the tiger jacket.
Go, go.
messed up pin number 1.
Fantastic.
Super. Oh, Gwen. You still got 9 pins. So you need to... Okay, should that will work. It's early show. I wonder how that worked. Not sure.
Finish.
When the game's done, you knocked over at least 8 pins every time. Your first throw, I think, was an early throw and it gave you 8 pins. We still need to make sure that the throws are late as much as we can. But you did okay. You did okay with the lates and you still got a minimum of 8 pins. Well done. Time for the next session. You got those ants in your arm, Barbara. Yeah. I think I've got ants in my brain. I don't think that's a good analogy, so let's say that again. We've got 9 pins. It's still more than 8, so it's good. It's good. Oh wait, so wait. Which leg do you want for? The left leg, okay. Cable's not disconnected. I'm not over all 10 pins, so it's good. Cables are getting disconnected because this setup is terrible. I cannot improve it. It's a sad little story. Well, I think we should still complete the 5 days and wait, wrong leg. Oh, the cable again. It's really sad, isn't it? I've got a cable to deal with that I can't do anything about. I'll just switch to the phone will get battery and all that fun stuff. How much battery life does the phone have right now? It has 10%. I'm going to leave it. I think we could still use the phone, probably.
Nice strike.
What do you do? You find something positive. Yeah. I don't have much. There are things out there I could talk about. Eyes there, Gwen's there. I'll be saying the same things again and again. That's an early throw. I mean, she got a strike, but it's an early throw, isn't it? People once like that. Your bowling looks cool, Barbara. It's not what we're going for, but it looks cool. That's what we can say.
Yeah.
Well, this is the problem with the training. The training forces you to do something, even if you don't want to do it. And that just seems to be the nature of training. Whether you can see something fun or not, you're still having to do something that, wow, that was good. You're still having to do something that you don't really want to do. And I don't really think that that is the right way to approach a sport. It's a bit of an interesting topic. Oh, cable's getting in the way. Yeah, so let's look at it this way. Bowling is a sport, it's a competition, yes, it does also require physical and mental experience. If that makes sense, you need to have the experiences to know what it is that you need to do to perform this stuff. Do you have a 247 setup? And you also need to have the physical ability to do it. For some people, it's just easier. I feel like the pins are falling over faster. For some people, it's easier than it is for others. They just pick it up. And those are the players that tend to play better in the competition. But they're not necessarily trying that much to perform that way. They're just able to, if that makes sense. Ooh, early throw. Yeah, they're just able to perform. Wait, I need to help Barbara. I mean, I need to help Barbara anyway, but I don't really know what we're doing, Barbara. So it's a late throw, and wait, what if we did this? It's on track, just not enough. Also, being a late throw, you need to apply more spin as well. I think, well, otherwise she got 9 pins there. So she was successful. Yep, 9 pins every time. That's above the threshold of 8. Yes, I'm thinking some people are just superior. Not because they choose to be, not because they want to be, but because they are just more fine-tuned to that sport. In other words, they can see the sport and understand it better than other people can understand it without needing to try to understand it. Or if they do try, they don't put in as much effort as other people do. Some people use the term gifted. I guess we're saying it's like that. Some people are able to play a sport better than other people are naturally. It's like, let's say everyone maxed out. Using, I guess, informal words. Let's say that everyone reached their maximum capacity. Even with everyone at their maximum capacity, there will still be some people who perform better than other people can at that maximum. Let's say, for example, let's say you got Barbara and Nelly to reach their maximum bowling capacity. So they're both playing at their peak. And to be honest, the peak is like it can still go beyond that, but I guess sustainably within their lifetime they may not actually get much better than where they're currently at. So we're saying that that's their peak in a hypothetical scenario. So let's imagine that both Barbara and Nelly are at their peak of bowling, but let's also say that Barbara is a gifted bowler. What we would be saying is Barbara would still be able to play better than Nelly, even though they're both at their maximum capacity when it comes to their physical ability to play the sport and their mental understanding of the sport. They're both at their peak, but Barbara still plays better because Barbara's just better, if that makes sense. Barbara's just naturally better at the sport than Nelly is in this example. And yes, it's an example, meaning that I don't necessarily know if Barbara is better than Nelly or the other way around, but we're just using those two as an example. So even if both players didn't reach their maximum capacity, Barbara would still have the potential to play better than Nelly. Again, using the same example, because Barbara would have more capacity, or it's like for the same capacity, Barbara can perform better than Nelly. It's like for Nelly to play just as good as Barbara, she'd have to put in more effort than Barbara does. And that's just how it is for some people. I guess what I'm thinking is, what's the time? The time is, we're at 46 minutes, so we'll continue with the next session at 50 minutes into this recording, which will still give us 40 minutes left. Okay, so even if both people didn't do any bit of training, there's still a chance that one person will be better than the other. I think, I don't know if this is the case, but the feeling that I have is that some people see this, they see that some people seem to be better than others, or they seem to be better than themselves, and they think, well, I want to be that good too. So then those are the people that actually do the training to reach that extent. Because they want to be just as good or even better than the other people who are out there that are able to show advanced skills. Yeah, they go through the effort. They put themselves through more than they are naturally tuned to. In other words, even if they don't feel like doing it, they'll still make themselves do it because they want to be like the other person. I don't really want to use this word, but it feels like we're entering the territory of jealousy, where someone else has an ability, or they have an ability that you don't seem to be showing at the moment, but you want to be able to show that, especially if it means people will notice you or appreciate you for showing it. So then those people go through the effort to learn these skills, even if they don't necessarily want to put in the effort to learn them, they just want to have the skills. I think what I'm feeling is these games weren't made with that in mind. I don't think that people created bowling so that so that people would sit down and study the sport and figure out how they can get the most out of it in terms of skill. I don't think bowling was meant to be that way. I feel like it was meant to be a sport that you'd pick up and play and compete with other people around you. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think it was meant to be taken very seriously. And then I guess we've spoken about the territorial aspect of humans, where if a human seems to be superior at something, whether it's strength or if it's skill in this case, then having that makes them feel like they are dominant and I guess, you know, they're the best or something. Don't mess with this person because they're the best at this thing, that sort of thing, if that makes sense. And so I feel like over time with these games, it started off as a fun competition and then it became, I don't know if aggressive is the right word, where it's like I don't know, it's a bit more serious now. No longer is it just throw the ball and see how many pins you get. Now it's I want to get all the pins knocked over all the time because these people can do it. If these people can do it, I want to do it too. Because I want to be able to win. It's gone past 50 minutes. Or something like that. Barbara. Even for me, I'm okay with whatever it is Barbara does. I don't really mind. But that's not what it is. That's not how it is for other people. Some people. Early show. They want, wow, it was really good. Yeah, they want everything to be precise. They want to get the strikes. They want to rank up. They want to reach. Pardon me. They want to reach the infinity rank. But I don't think it's really that serious. Oh, how does that keep happening? The strikes are looking really cool though, but instead of Barbara throwing late, she's throwing very early, or she's throwing very low. But she's clearly not spinning the ball very much. Oh, there you go. But it's that throw, so she threw very late there. He's still knocked over 8 pins. Let's see here.
Nice there.
I don't know how late she threw, let's find out. Not bad. That could be useful if there's a bar nearby. You've used the late throw to get past the bar, but then you spin it more. Oh, I'm using the wrong leg actually. It's hard for me to talk while bowling with Barbara. I don't care about the rank stuff. I just like the bowling, but there's a time and place to do it. I don't really feel like doing it right now. There are other things that I would like to do. This can be done anytime. You can find other times to do this sort of stuff. It doesn't need to be done now. But there's been this emphasis on training. I mean, it's not like anyone else is telling me to train, but if we're actually going to reach that rank anytime soon, then we're going to need to have a lot of experiences. So then it's a question of, well, what do you want? Do you actually want to bother with this rank stuff? Or do you just want to not?
Nice strike.
Do you want to not bother? Because if you're not bothered, then you don't have to play this game right now, that's fine. I don't need to play with Barbara, we can play another time. When I've got some more spare time, when I'm feeling better, Barbara will still be here. That's what the game will say it. The game has this message that says, take a break, we'll be here for you when you're ready or something. It's one of Swocko Square's messages. Take a break, we'll be here for you when you're ready. Yeah. I've said it before about the Pro League. I feel like the Pro League is supposed to be a fun competition thing where you get to meet players who also play in similar ways to you, and it helps you find better competition for more interesting matches. Not that it can't be interesting when one person's just really far ahead, but I guess the match dynamic can change a bit more when everyone's really close together, because you don't know who's going to get ahead. Cable, you don't know who's going to get ahead, you don't know who's going to fall behind. Oh dear, it can all change really quickly. So that's what the Pro League's there to do, and the Pro League's doing its job. It does its job regardless. You don't have to have the Infinity rank for the Pro League to do what it's supposed to do. But I feel like the Pro League gets misinterpreted or something as this thing where you get to show off how good you are. But I don't think that's what it's functionally supposed to do. They call it the Pro League for fun. I don't think they call it the Pro League so that I don't think they call it the Pro League so that you claim your territory, if that makes sense. You claim your spot in the rankings. That's not what it's about. At least that's what I think. I don't think it's about claiming your territory amongst all the bowlers. Oh no. Yeah. So your lates are not shaping up, but the spin control is. When you're actually throwing late, it gets into the spot, but when you don't throw late, it still gets into the spot.
Finish.
226. You've gotten that score many times. You're in 226. Yeah. Would really like to talk about all that stuff because I guess I don't know. I feel like if we don't talk about stuff like that, then it just looks like I'm grinding. I'm grinding because I want to grind, but actually don't want to grind. And I don't feel like it needs to be done. I've said it already, if I don't feel like I want to do this, then I don't need to do it. Not for myself anyway, because I don't want the rank for myself. I don't want the rank to show to other people that we've got it, which means that we're good, because I don't really care if other people think that we're good or not. Not unless I make myself care. But what am I trying to say? I guess it's like if someone said to me right now, well, I'm not sure if you could say my bowling is bad because you're seeing Barbara's bowling, you're not seeing my bowling. But if you said to me that I'm bad at helping Barbara, I'm not sure if I'd have anything to say, because it's just up to that person to say what they want. Because Barbara and I aren't that bothered with how good the bowling goes. In the general sense, Barbara's just happy to bowl, and she's happy to have my assistance, and I'm happy to see Barbara bowl. So there's not really much fuss going on there, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's no, I don't know. Yeah, basically that, Barbara. She doesn't need to get the highest score that she can get. We're just here bowling together and that's it. So if you want to say that I'm not good at helping Barbara, that's up to you. But that technically doesn't mean anything to me. I think in a case where it would mean something to me would be, I think it would be in the case that it would be that the person who's trying to shame me is putting too much of an emphasis on the skill, and that's the bit that I don't like, because I feel like people put too much of an emphasis on skill. It would be nice if they were to not focus on the skill so much, especially when this isn't even focused on my skill. It's focused on the bowling itself and understanding it. But it's not focused on my ability to do it, if that makes sense. It might seem like it is, but it's not. I think the reason why it would seem that way is because I'm the one doing the bowling. No, I'm not. Barbara is. I'm the one helping Barbara do the bowling, and it's only me who's doing that. So then it's coming from my perspective. So there's a lot of talk about myself, but it's not about me. It's not. And we want to help people feel like they can relax and not care about the skill all the time. Which I think is why this session and the last session, they didn't feel great. Because it feels like we're only doing this so that we get high scores and things like that. But I'm not that fussed about it. And there's so much, Andy, there's so much more to this sport than the high scores and the perfection. Yeah, I just don't think. In my head, I have this interesting phrase that people have used in the past. The phrase is, leave it to the professionals. And I would argue that, yes, I saw Siobhan standing like that and I thought, is she going to, yeah, even going, why is it? I forgot I was here actually. Let's see. What was that? I've forgotten. It's Gwen. There's so much more to the sport than the perfection side. Now I've only just remembered that Barbara's going for 8 pins and she's been very consistent with that. more than Apple was. Apple did have the special link, so it's well done.
Spare.
Although I'm not sure how you threw the ball. Let's have a look at Barbara. Not sure. There's I. Is it frames at 5 here? Well, yes, we've had a lot of sessions that are focused on having a better understanding of the sport and playing at a higher level, as if to say the level that we're currently playing at isn't good enough, which is not really my opinion. I don't think that the level we're playing at isn't good enough. I think it's fine. No, it's not. Oh, that was it. It was to leave it to the professional scene. The level that we're playing at might not be good enough for the Infinity rank, but we don't need to go for that. It's not where we stand at the moment anyway. Some people, it's an interesting idea, isn't it? Some people might actually be able to, hold on, oh my goodness, some people might actually be able to make it to the Infinity rank for bowling without putting in much effort, if that makes sense. But how many people that is, I'm not sure. And how many of those you've seen, well, we've seen none of them. We've seen none of them because we've only seen one Infinity rank bowler, and I didn't get a sense of this person loves the sport. The sense that I got from that person was, I've grinded my way there. I suppose the only thing that I'm going off of is the fact that that person, or the person helping the character bowl, or that person, the player didn't get to throw the ball because it kept getting popped out of their hands by whoever was swinging the joystick, because they don't swing properly. What I get from that gesture, it's not really a gesture, it's just the action of not swinging properly or not helping the character swing properly. I feel like with that, there's like a lack of, I don't know, it's like you're not really there to do the bowling. You're just there to get the pins in October so that you can win the game. So it's not about you and the character working together, it's about you only. You and your rank. And I guess that's why that player from the Infinity rank, I don't even know if you encountered that person. I think it was Apple. No, I don't know if it was Apple, but someone did. And it just didn't feel like that was someone who really likes the sport and understands it so much that they've just been playing, and happen to reach the Infinity rank. I'm saying that it can just happen. You don't have to make it a goal. You can just be playing and make it there because you're so passionate about the sport. It's not, and what I'm not saying is that you can make it there without playing at all. What I'm saying is the person that I'm describing is someone who just plays bowling because they really like playing it. They play it so much that they get all of these different experiences. They like playing it in a variety of different ways, so they have experiences with different skills and different techniques, and then with that they're able to win lots of matches over time, and that gets them to the Infinity rank. because the only way to make it to the infinity rank is to keep winning matches. But they're doing it with the passion is what I'm saying. They're not forcing their way up there, they're not grinding. And some people can just do it. I wouldn't say that I'm in a position where I can do that. If I'm going to reach the infinity rank, it's going to be by grinding. At least right now, that's what it would seem. And I don't want to do that, because I don't think it's worth it. I don't get any physical benefit from doing that. I.e., I don't get any physical benefit by sitting down or standing up with Barbara and just swinging a Joy-Con several times. I'm not moving around that much. I'm looking at a screen for large amounts of time. I'm therefore not going outside, or I'm not working on other projects, or creating other resources that can help my life a bit better. Instead, I'm just sat here or standing here, swinging a Joy-Con several times. So I'm not actually getting very much from this. Then on top of that, the thing that we're working towards, the infinity rank, I don't actually get anything from that either. The only way I would benefit from Barbara or whoever having the infinity rank would be that maybe people would listen to the stuff that we're saying right now, for example, and that could help them not overwork themselves over things like the rank. Help them do things that can benefit them more than playing a video game for a rank. And maybe that would also lead to a community that I can engage with a bit more, because right now I feel like I can barely talk to anyone. And there may be other people who also feel that way, and this game as well, it may be a case where not many people play this game because they don't feel like they can connect with that many people. But let's say we did all this work and then the infinity rank doesn't do anything. It wouldn't be a complete waste, but it won't feel like I won't feel like I've got much from it, or I feel like there are other things that I could have gotten more out of than this, and I'd rather do that because I feel like those things are more sustainable for me to do. I'm not sure if that's the correct answer, but that sounds like the answer, if that makes sense. I feel like that is the reason why I'd rather be doing the other things than doing this. I feel like I'm not getting anything out of or I feel like I'm not getting very much out of this activity right now. And that's why at the start of the session I felt like for us to spend 2 hours doing this, it won't be that bad, but there are so many other things that I could be doing instead. And the only reason why we're doing this is so that we can learn skills. But I don't feel like it's even that important. We can still learn the skills by mistake. I don't mind doing that. Or we could not learn the skills, but I don't need the skills for anything. I don't need the skills for anything that I want for myself. So it feels like I shouldn't be doing this. I think that's the feeling that I have at the moment. I don't feel as bad as I was feeling earlier. Maybe that's because I understand why I was feeling bad now, but I think that's why I was not looking forward to this session. Yes, so then leave it to the professionals. When people say that, I wouldn't understand what they're saying. not sure why that is, but I feel like that was a phrase that I'd hear people. Maybe that's because the people that would be using it, they would either be describing themselves or they'd be describing someone who wasn't seemingly professional. So it's like they'd say, yeah, leave it to me, I know what I'm doing, and then they do something and I'm thinking, are you really sure? But in another instance, I'm thinking, or also professional. I feel like the idea of a professional, I'm not sure, but in my head, I think of someone who's trained and, yeah, they've trained and spent a long time with the discipline. That way they're a professional. But I think what I'm thinking of right now is more like this person is already gifted in this discipline, if that makes sense. They already have some kind of natural advantage within this discipline, or they have a natural advantage to understand the discipline and do it. And so then those people, it's like it's easier for them to be professionals. I don't know. It's just something like that, and it's just, let's say what you wanted to do was figure out more about the sport. Well, if you could find someone like that, they could do it for you, and they could do it a lot more efficiently than you would. And so you would get to see better bowling, but you would get to see it without stretching yourself beyond what you're really built for, question mark. I don't know if that is the right thing to say, but that seems to be in my head. If someone could do what we're doing better than myself, then I would say to them, yeah, you do it. I support that you're able to do what I'm trying to do better. I'm quite happy for you to just do it, because I don't even feel like I should be doing this. There are other things that I could be doing, and you can do it better than me. So I'll leave it to you. And then there's that pride thing, isn't it? Because some people would say, well, that's you submitting to being inferior. And I'm thinking, well, look, like I said, even if I was to work myself to my maximum capacity, that person could work themselves to their capacity and still be above me, because they just built, if that makes sense. So really it comes down to what you want for yourself. Let's talk about Matt Holson for a moment, because I think he's described himself as not really being naturally built, if that makes sense. Because I think he's had some people say that he's just naturally fit, and I think he says that he isn't. He's had to put in the work for it. But the difference here, or some differences I can see here is, for example, Matt has his own personal goals. Like we said when we were there with Apple yesterday, we said we're playing our own game. We're in a public competition that has its own rules, but Apple and I are doing our own game within that competition. Our game is knock over 8 pins every time. Doesn't matter if you get a split, or if you get the spare, or if you get a strike. It doesn't matter, just make sure you knock over 8 pins and that's it. Even if that gets you eliminated because you didn't get a strike, it doesn't matter because you still knocked over 8 pins. So we were playing our own, we had our own challenge, our own goal within a wider competition. And it's a bit like that for Matt as well, Matt Holson, because he has his own personal goals for himself and his own fitness. And so, like we said, about the Infinity Ring. If the Infinity Ring meant something to us, then I feel like this would be a bit different. That means that I feel like as well with that, each session we do, we wouldn't feel like it's not worth anything, because we might feel like, or we might be thinking in our head, we're getting closer because we're putting in the time that we need to put in. But even if we need to put in as much time as we're putting in, but let's say that if we are, for example, I don't know, I don't really want to say that, but yeah, for Matt, he's got his goals and he's working towards them. The other thing I'd say about what Matt's doing is that it's physical fitness that he's working on. He's working on his body, and so every time he goes on a run, every time he does physical exercise, he gets something back from it because it has an impact on his body. His body grows stronger and gains more endurance. He's burning calories, and I feel like all of these things are good for him in an immediate sense. Just by the fact that he's gone out and done his run, his body's going to feel some kind of positive impact from it. Maybe not straight away, but in the long run, he will feel a positive impact because he's gone out and been active. I wouldn't necessarily say the same about this with Barbara, that I will feel something positive because all I'm doing is swinging a Joy-Con. All I am doing is swinging a Joy-Con. And I don't feel like I'm getting a lot out of that activity. Whereas Matt Wholesome, on the other hand, is getting a lot from his physical activity because he's doing a lot of physical activity and he's going outside, he's getting fresh air, he's getting all the things, or he's getting more of the things that humans need to survive. He's getting good blood circulation. I'm not getting that because I'm just sat here or standing here in a very limited space. Even Barbara's getting more blood circulation than I am. So this is good for Barbara in her world, but for me in my world, I'm not getting much out of this. And I also feel like some of the other gamers feel that way as well, where they feel like they're putting in all this time, and so when they lose, they feel like, well, all that hard work is not paying off because now I've lost this, so I have to work even harder to get these points back so I can get up to this level again. Because they're not getting that, but I feel like it's because they're not getting much out of the activity that they're doing besides ranking up. So if they're not ranking up, it feels like a waste of time. And that loops back to what I said about these games not being so serious. You can pick them up and play them whenever you feel like it. If you want to play it a lot, that's different, but if you don't want to play it that much, just for the sake of playing it, then I don't think that you should play it, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say to you, I don't think I would say to you to play the game a lot so that you can rank up. I wouldn't. I've already said don't work for the ranks. I wouldn't say to do that. These video games, I mean for Barbara this isn't a video game, but for us, these video games are just here for us to play, to pass the time, to have some fun. It doesn't need to be so serious. I do wonder if it's a case where I guess the overall umbrella term is esports. Esports is a niche. If you were to compare it to physical sports, esports are it's an avenue that hasn't been explored, or it's a subject area that hasn't been explored very much. I'm not going to say that the 0x8 project is an esport, but I'm going to say that it has a similar premise in which we're researching about the game in ways that haven't been researched before, if that makes sense. I think you'd be better off looking at the Super Mario 64 ABC for this example. A lot of what you get is things about video games that most people don't know about, or people wouldn't think to know about, and so then when you watch it, maybe it interests you, makes you think, wow, I didn't know this or that, or it's interesting how these things are like this, and you get to see the extent of the game. That's another thing I like about tool-assisted gameplay. You get to see a bit more of what's possible in the game. But with all of that, if those people feel like they can't be physically fit enough to win sports tournaments in my world, what they might do instead is they may try to make a name for themselves through esports and video game challenges, because it's something that isn't explored as much, but they also already have some kind of interest in video games, so they feel like they can take this and use that to feel like they're someone. In a way, it's a bit like how I've taken bowling as the sport for Barbara to reach the Infinity rank. Well, that was the first one I picked. No, we didn't choose bowling. No, the first one we picked it was actually bowling. We didn't pick bowling initially for that. It was just to see how Barbara does, and then we said, well, if we want to share what we have to say to people to try and help them, then we should probably go for this rank, because maybe that's what people will recognize. Because otherwise we could say all this stuff and it could be really good, but no one's going to listen, because I don't think that little me is worth anything. So we decided to go for the esports route. That's basically what we're saying. But I don't think that you need to do that. I don't think it's necessary. If all it is to make a name for yourself, you don't even need to make a name for yourself. Well, make a name for yourself, right? Make a name for yourself is like Matt Wholesome getting his personal best scores because he wants to do that for himself. But making a name for yourself isn't entering esports competitions so that people can recognize you. That's you making a name for other people, technically, and not for yourself. I don't know if I've misinterpreted something there, but I feel dehydrated. I don't really want to continue, Barbara. Oh, low battery. We've gone, actually, we're at an hour and 29 minutes. I think we'll do the cooldown with just you. Because I really can't be bothered, and I would like to be able to talk without nothing happening. I would like to talk while something's happening. So we'll just do the cooldown now. It's just 6 pins. And there's Gwyneth stretching out arms. If we're quick, we'll get to see Gwendolyn do her bowling. Oh, we didn't get to see her do her bowling. Gwen! It's still such an interesting name, Gwen. That looks like a mess. That looks like a mess, that's fine. There's Gwen. Whoa, Barbara. I wasn't even looking at me, I was looking at Gwen's bowling. And I saw the ball do that. That was cool. That was cool, Barbara. Yeah, I don't want to say to you you can't achieve your gaming dreams, but I don't know. I feel like it's something that you could do in your free time, especially if you mix it with things like going out for a walk and stuff like that, meeting your friends and entering real sports clubs in my world, things like that, or going out and taking photography. I was thinking this as well yesterday. Going out and riding and recording buses, it's a bit different to or just going out and riding buses with your friends is different to playing video games with your friends or with friends over the internet, because if I wanted to ride a bus with a friend, I'd be going outside, I'd be out with the air around me, I would I'd have to handle things that I would have to handle if I were doing things. Wait, what spot are you bowling from, Barbara? Let's see. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, things like having to remember how much money you have, making sure you have your keys with you, remembering what the time is, your priorities like making sure you eat food and drink water, being able to read maps, being aware of the people around you, all those sorts of things, and then being able to talk to people. You're exercising those skills, which are skills that you might need if you're getting a job or things like that. Yes, you can live the Twitch life if you want to. Barbara hasn't been twitching that much lately. You can live the Twitch life, which means you still get to stay indoors and play video games at super high levels of skill. Okay, I'm being a bit rude, sorry. Let's start that again. Yes, you can gain revenue through streaming, whether it's on Twitch or if it's on YouTube or anything else like that. You can earn money that way. It still allows you to play video games or practice playing video games at higher levels. Have people praise your work and you get paid for it. You can do that. But with something like that, it's more supply and demand, isn't it? I'm not sure. It's a bit more volatile, that, because let's say you're ranked number 1 and then someone overthrows you, then that's it. You've lost some of your customers, are gone and stuff like that. Because it's competition based, isn't it? These things are. So you're not guaranteed to get your revenue and stuff, but then also you're not getting fresh air. You're not building the same social skills, because unless you've got people with you in your streaming environment, your physical streaming environment, you're mostly, you're interacting with text on the screen, which we call the live chat, and responding to voices that are being delivered to you over a voice call, and that's it. Reading body language and stuff like that, you're not getting those skills. And if your Twitch or streaming game goes wonky, then that's it. I actually know someone who said that she had a decent Twitch thing, she even got money out of it and stuff, and she had a friend that was helping her out, and then her friend is like, something went wrong and he wasn't happy with her or something, and then he went and said, yeah, this person's trash or whatever. And the thing is, a lot of her viewers came from him, so then when he disappeared, she was just left to dry. You're not good enough. Yes, that's how she got treated, and then that's it. So she got, her Twitch died, and she has been, I don't even know if she's returned, because she had these plans to return and she hasn't. And the other thing I was going to say was about employment, because she also got made redundant. So then it's like, okay, you could go for the employment world, the actual being out the employment world, and then you can still get your job taken away from you. But yeah, it happens. The whole Twitch thing is volatile, and then you still don't have those social skills, so I feel like you lose a bit more. I feel like you get a bit more out of your life by getting out there and doing stuff like that. I'm thinking too much, because this thing needs to, I don't want this to go past 100%, and then there's the phone, and then there's this, because Barbara's not bowling now. She said it's alright, you don't have to bowl. Oh, yeah. You don't have to bowl, Barbara, but I don't know how the people think, I don't know. Yeah. Well, it's me conforming. That's fine, we can do some bowling, that's fine.
Nice try.
We can do some bowling since we're here. Yeah, so you can be a streamer if you want to. Still gets you to do your video game stuff, but also, as I said, if you don't feel like you get much from the video gaming stuff unless you actually get the thing that you want, it can feel quite demoralizing, because you put in all this time and you just don't feel anything. Like I said, at least if you're getting out there and being physically active, your body's getting something. Even if your brain's thinking, oh, that was rubbish, you're still going to feel something. It's good for your body, your heart, your brain, everything. It's good. But we're not getting that stuff, because we're just sat. Oh, Barbara's getting it, but I'm not, because I'm sat watching Barbara from the screen. Yeah. It is so nice to see what you can get from the game. It's nice to see. It's nice to be able to get the most out of the game. So with that, I could see how Super Hook is interesting, because it gives you a bit more of what's capable. It gets you to see a bit more of what you can do, what you can help the characters do. You can help the characters do what Leisure does to get what she calls Super Hook. Yeah. But there's a point to which I feel like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. Oh, super. I don't know, it just feels like you do a bit more than you need to. There are other things that you could be doing. It's nice to do that stuff in your spare time, but to put so much time into it. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. It's green. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, she's looking at more now, Barbara's. Barbara, I wonder if some people find grinding fun then. I don't know if grinding is fun by definition. I don't think it's the grinding that would be fun. I think it's more the results that people get from the grinding that they consider to be fun. That would have been an interesting split. Oh, I've seen that split before. Oh, Barbara let go of the ball. Yeah. You're cooking it a lot, Barbara. I'm not sure what I'm doing to make that happen, Barbara, but I'll see it. See if you can get 64. That was a really good shot. That was very nice. As I said, I don't think grinding is fun by definition. Oh yes, it's not the grinding that's fun. Wow! It's the results that they like. When you get the results from all that work, and you think, wow, that was great. But you get that work with physical fitness. You kind of get that no matter what, because you get out there, your body's getting active, your blood's flowing, you're not overweight. You can see it. You can see the impact on your muscles. It's like it's kind of grown to, isn't it? That if you make your body do this, you will get this. Not quite the same with video games, because it's a bit more technical. There's a bit more logic to it, I suppose, where it's like with physical fitness, we're talking about chemical reactions that just happen and that shape your body will make you burn calories and stuff like that. We can't really argue with chemical reactions, or I would say I don't know how to argue with chemical reactions, but with Barbara's bowling, for example, it's more about the logic behind it. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice strike.
Yes, because you can't just there's a bit of that with the running, because if you run and it's not consistent, or you don't put in enough effort, then no, but that's what we're saying. We're saying it's like effort equals I guess the results. Like you put in more effort, you get more back. There's still like a way to do it, but if you put in more effort, you get results. But with this, I don't feel like you have to put in more effort to get the results. There's like a certain amount of effort that you can put in, but then it's like there's a limit to it or something like that. And then it just becomes a case of the logic. So once you know how to throw the ball quick, once you know when to flick the Joy-Con to initiate the throw, once you know how much to hook the ball, how to twist or tilt the Joy-Con to hook the ball, once you know how to do those things, then it's just getting your brain to remember how to do it and you do it. Whereas with the running, you have to put the physical effort in every time. You have to put the effort in here, but it's not. We're not talking about a lot of effort here. I'm not overweight. I'm not fit. I wouldn't say I'm fit, but you're seeing how Barbara's performing. It doesn't take me a lot to get this to happen. I just watched someone else yesterday get the score 2-2-4. It was only until the end of the session that I realised, wait, you just got 2-2-4, that's funny. And I'm thinking, this person actually knows what she's doing.
Yes.
You can tell because she's from this spot. The way that she's bowling is very consistent. Yeah, it's her, Barbara. Yeah, the way she's bowling is very consistent. You see where the ball's ending up? It's ending up on Tomoko's side or Barbara's side. More so Tomoko's side. Yeah, so she was like here. She kind of did the thing where you throw immediately, and then the ball would either end up here, but often she'd hook it a lot, so it'd end up on this side. Yeah, there. And then she get the strike. She had like 4 strikes in a row or something. I thought, what? That's not what I saw from you last year.
Wonderful.
You've really grown, haven't you? It was nice to see that. It was nice to see that. I've known this person. Well, I haven't known her, but I've known of her existence since around the time I knew of Sky. So almost a year now. It's a long time to know somebody.
Go.
Well, I guess I am, because you see so many people a year, but you don't really keep seeing them, you know? I've known Siobhan and I, Glenn and Andy and Barbara for nearly 4 years. That is a long time. But those guys in the back room, walking up and down the stairs, I haven't known them for that long. I don't even know who they are. Not very well. Anyway. it's just a case of, you know, what we're talking about is it doesn't take a lot to get these strikes. Might be different in my world getting the strikes, but again, you'd have to ask T-Man because he's actually done it. Barbara got 279 earlier. He's done it. He's gotten 279. You can ask T-Man. I don't know if he wants that attention, but you can ask T-Man. How did you get 279? What kind of physical processes did you have to go through? Oh, Sable, to get the 279. Did you have to train, or do you just play for fun? How often do you play? Do you feel like any of your muscles are working? You can ask T-Man. You ask him how it is. He'd be able to tell you something, because like I said, it does take an amount of effort to get 279 by actually holding a bowling ball and throwing it. And to throw it with speed and control your wrists and all that. Yeah. But me doing it with a Joy-Con is nothing. Oh, yeah, you got 300 again, Barbara. Yeah, it's nothing. That's why this happened. This is probably like the 7th or 8th time you or Blue Eyes have gotten that score in the past week. The past 7 days. It happens a lot now. But that's mostly because we understand the logic behind it, which I guess is what we're trying to say. And I guess you could say Matt understands the logic behind the whole running stuff, but he could have understood it and not been able to do the running because he wasn't able to physically do it. Because there's a fitness level that you need to be able to run at a certain speed. You need to control your diet. You need to have less weight, because if you have more weight, you have to carry it. So it's like trying to drive a bus that's full, which is something else he talks about. If you drive a bus that's full of people, the bus is going to pull away slowly. It's going to pull away slower because there's more weight dragging the bus. So the bus has to push against that force. It's like the bus is grinding now. That's what the bus has to do. And the bus is empty, it'll go a bit quicker. I don't know how much quicker, but he says he can feel the difference. And I've had a friend talk to me about that as well. Like when you're full in standing, you can feel just how much slower the bus pulls away. It's not something I've noticed, but, or maybe I have, and I just haven't remembered it. I don't remember it strongly, but I feel like I have experienced that, being on a bus that pulls away slowly, specifically when there are lots of people on that bus. Yeah, so you've got your weight, and you've got Barbara's smile, and you have your actual physique, and your stamina and all that. All that. And you have your diet. If you keep those things controlled enough and you work on them, you can start the running at a faster pace. And then if you want to take it even further, then you might have to lose more weight and build more fitness. But with this bowling, it's like you don't really need to build. There's a certain point at which you don't actually need to build anything.
Strike.
I don't really know what the topic was before. Oh, Gwen. Oh, Bobby. You lost some friends. Oh, you are only on frame 2. Yeah, different frames, Barbara. It's your bum. It's interesting that she wears a black hat. The fact that there's a black one and a yellow beige one, and then Eyes wearing the other one. You got Lucia and Sandra that look like each other, but they wear different hats. They have the same hairstyle, same hair color, same skin tone. So if you miss that hat, you might be thinking from behind, which one are you? You, Lucia or Sandra? Oh wait, the hat's black, it's Sandra. The hat's beige, it's Lucia. Slow ball. There you go. Oh, the threshold is 6. It's a cooldown, I know, but it's 6 pins. So you knocked over 9 instead of 10. Well, it's no sweat. You knocked over 9. That's 3 pins more than 6. You're doing fine. At this point, Sibon, I'm not even that bothered with this. I just feel like we'll be on our way out soon. What's it going to take for me to stop trying to reach this rank? One thing about me is that I'm stubborn. Come on. I'm stubborn. And so if I want to reach a goal, I'll keep thinking of ways. That's why we come back to this thing, even though we stopped in May. We came back because of thinking that I'm still not seeing great things out there in terms of other people's videos. People still seem to be fixated on the ranks. People aren't taking a break, still moaning and complaining about other players, even though they're just playing the game. There's no specific way that you have to play it besides the general rules, and they're still playing the games by the rules. I'm just not happy with how they're playing. Well, that's too bad. No one said that they have to play your way.
Nice strike.
You just complain, isn't it? It's not like that other person's trying to sabotage. Sometimes there is that. But then sometimes it's just the players playing the way that they understand the game. And then they get disrespected for it. And it makes them feel like, well, if whenever I play people just get upset with me, then maybe I just shouldn't play at all. And you end up with no players, so you complain about that as well. That's how I can see it. So I'm thinking, well look, we can give up. But what about all those people who want to play and feel like they have no one? And they could have had someone if either we let them or if they had more people to reach out to, because people are starting to be a bit more relaxed about the game. Yeah, I felt like that would be a bit slow. And we could help make that happen, maybe. So then we don't give up. Even though we want to.
Nice.
Or we, that's me and myself. Want to give up, but we don't. Because we're thinking, this is not about me, it's about the people. It's about me. It's not about me, sorry, it's about the people. Feeling like they have something, like they have someone, some people. I know I don't really want the rank, but what if getting it ends up helping other people? Does that mean we should still be bothered? I don't know. You're actually in the 2-2 range again, Barbara. You'd have to get another strike there, otherwise you got it, but I like what happened to pin number 8, it was interesting. But yeah. Yeah, score's 217. You get, whatever. You got 2-2. You got it again. I was going to say if you got 7 pins, you'd have gotten 2-2-4. You got 2-2-6 again. 2-2-6. Well, we've now passed 2 hours, so technically the training's over. We actually got through it, and I don't feel so upset compared to when we started. But I don't know if that means I want to go again tomorrow. Well, tomorrow was actually supposed to be your session on the Nintendo Switch 2. If that even works. Yeah, if it works, then that's what the plan was to be, wasn't it? For you, 1 hour, no, 30 minutes, exactly what we just did, and then 60 minutes survival bowling, and get some items, and then 30 minutes, you and whoever, cool down, 6 pins again. Also, the session is 8 pins like before. Yeah, there was actually no point in which you knocked over less than 8 pins, I think. I think every time you knocked over 8 pins today. So you did good. I guess nothing to report there. There was never a point in which you went below your threshold. Yeah, that's what the session would be if I was going to say, yeah, sure, let's do it again. Let's give up 2 hours of our time to get this thing that we don't even know if we'll get. We don't have a lot to suggest that this training program thing is going to do anything. I'm going to get the phone. This thing's probably fully charged now. So let's get this. Plug that in. Yep. Let's turn this off. Laptops need a break too. And then we'll get our teeth brushed. That's been bothering me as well today during the session. Sorry, because we ate. We've ran obviously. Sorry. We ran that game, and then we washed some dishes because we used some dishes, and then we went straight to this. But at no point did I actually want to do this. With the microphones here. I'm not looking at OBS, so I don't know how loud I am or not. Do I want to do this again? No, but then it's a question of should we keep pushing? We could try completing the week and seeing what happens after it. We got tomorrow. Actually, we only have 2 days left. This is day 3 out of 5. We have you tomorrow, Barbara, and then it's Fumiko Thursday, and then that's it. That is the end of the week of training, and I feel like that could be a good review point, so that we could say, okay, we've done this week of training. How did we feel each of the days? How did we feel after each of the days? And then based on how we felt. Should we keep going, or should we change our plan, or should we stop? Because after last week, I was thinking to stop, and then we came up with the warm-up cool-down idea. Well, we didn't come up with it, but we came up with it in the context of this training routine. And we said, okay, no, let's start again. We came up with the warm-up cool-down idea. No, sorry. We incorporated the warm-up cool-down idea to our training here and decided to try it out instead of giving up. We've only done 3 out of 5 days. The first day was great. Well, it started off rough, but for 2 reasons I feel like. And then it got a bit more relaxed afterwards, and then the cool down was great. The second session, I didn't like it. And then this session, I didn't like it, but then I think we got through it after a while because we were just talking about why I don't like it. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I'd want to do it again tomorrow or on a Thursday, or I guess ever. It's something we could probably pick up every now and then because it's an interesting idea, but to be doing it every day or to be doing it 5 days a week when there are other things that we could be doing, I feel like it's too much. For some people, 2 hours a day might not be that bad. It depends on what you're doing. If you've got a system in place where you're getting lots of other things done, like you're going outside and those sorts of things, and you're able to sort out food for yourself. You are able to sort out food for yourself, and you're able to clean and cook. You have a nice environment to work in. You don't feel like you don't have a way to relax after your sessions. Things like that. I feel like then you could still incorporate the 2 hours. I feel like I'm not in a position to do that at all. And so 2 hours of this game, or 2 hours of working with Spocker Square, feels like too many hours. I don't mind picking up the game arbitrarily because I like the game. I like to play it with the Sportsmates. I'd like to play it in general though. It's a nice game, but I don't want to be forcing myself to run 2 hours and to be playing in a very specific way. No, don't want to do that. It is also all in the head. Sorry, I don't know if I ended up making a weird noise. My body is trash right now. Yeah, I still think it is all in the head that it feels like a force, because it doesn't have to feel like a force. You could do exactly what I've just been doing with Barbara and you could be feeling fine. You could feel, you could implement the same program that we've used. Sorry, let's start that again. You could be implementing the same program as Barbara and I and the others, and you could be feeling fine. I think the reason why I don't feel fine, as I've said, is because there are other things that I'd much rather do, and I feel like this is only making things worse because I don't necessarily want to do this. I'd rather do other things instead that I feel are more beneficial to me. Yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I don't feel like no, I don't feel like doing this. No. I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know that we could be missing something. That's the other thing that I don't like. So it feels like, yes, we could just say give up, don't bother doing the next 2 sessions and don't bother coming back next week. But then I could be missing something that would actually help us reach the goal that we would give up on. But I don't feel like treating a video game like this, to be honest with you. I don't feel like treating Spocko Square like this. Spocko Square is a laid-back place to enjoy sports. It's not about standing there, trying to perfect techniques to rank up. Don't need to do all that. And I don't want to be encouraging people to do the exact thing that I don't think you guys should be doing. Nintendo Switch Sports is a fun game to play when you've got some time. Like other games too. I could name Mario Party and Mario Kart, for example. If you have the spare time to take the game closer to its limit, that's fine. You can do that. But if you don't feel like you have the time to do it, I don't think you should be smashing yourself to be doing that. I don't think that's a good metaphor, so I'm not going to use that. Let's think of something else. Well, I guess it is a bit violent no matter what, isn't it, Barbara? And she's saying, how would you say it without being violent? Because ultimately you're messing up your head. You're grinding your head out. You don't need to make your head work so hard. If you don't have the time to do this thing, just don't do it. There are other ways you could be using your time. And when we say you don't have the time to do it, it's because you have other commitments, and that those other commitments may have more importance to you. Because I guess I could say, you could say, I don't have time to do this, but you could make time. You see how Matt Wholesome goes out at 3 in the morning to do his run. He could easily say, I don't have the time to do it, it's too early, I want to sleep. But he has the time. If he gets up at 3 in the morning, he can go out and get his run done. But why does he then do it? It's because he actually wants to do the run, he wants to be fit, he wants to get it done, it's important to him, so he'll get it done. What's more important, him getting a couple extra hours of sleep or him keeping his body in shape. To him, it's more important that he keeps his body in shape, so he'll do it. Now let's take me for example. I could spend time working on fun projects that will help me relax, or I could sit here helping Barbara Ball. I do like helping Barbara Ball, but I could be here just throwing the ball or swinging the Joy-Con for 2 hours. Yeah, I could say that I don't have the time to do that, but I do have the time to do it. I could do it right now, which is why we just did it. I don't want to do it, but it doesn't mean that we can't do it. So then it's a question of, well, what's more important to you? The making things that can help you relax, or getting the perfect score a bunch of times, so that Barbara has a better chance of reaching the infinity rank. You see, in the immediate sense, Barbara reaching the infinity rank is not very important. The potential implications of it, i.e. we get to help people by sharing knowledge that can help them live better lives. If the infinity rank does that, then I'd say that's important, sure. But I'd also argue that my own health is also important, maybe more important than anything else in terms of this game, because I'm not sure really. It kind of sounds a bit selfish, isn't it? I mean, I want to live too. Oh no, I don't want to get into that territory again. Yeah, that's what happened last time, Barbara. It got really bad, but anyway. There are things that I want to do with my life, and I won't get to do them if I'm sat here spending time on this game. It's also to the effect that I could just do this later when I actually feel like doing it. Now, you see me go from feeling like doing it to not feeling like doing it, so it's like, okay, you can say that, but then what if you then don't feel like doing it again? But part of the reason why we don't feel like doing it is because we have these other things that we feel are more important, and they're not getting done because we're doing this. If we could get those other things done, maybe in the future we'd feel like we have the time to just sit and do this. Because again, 2 hours it's not that much time if there isn't a lot that you're doing in a day. And I think about Matt Wholesome. What does he do? I don't know what he does with his life, but what I do know is that he goes out for his run at least once a day, excluding Friday. He goes out on a run, he goes to work, he drives buses, and then he spends time with the family. Beyond that, I don't know what he does. I feel like he kind of has a good amount of spacing with his life, that he can dedicate all that time to running without it sacrificing anything else that he wants to do. It's like his one big thing is running, and so he gets to do that, and he just gets to do the other things that he likes, like family time. I mean, that's really the main thing, isn't it? Spending time with the family. That's really nice, actually, that for him, that's enough. He's quite happy with spending time with the family. He doesn't really need much more, like many more hobbies. Is that even a hobby? I don't know, just things that you like to do. You don't need much more than your family to keep you entertained. That's nice that he has that. Yeah. He does have his family. And, yeah. I mean, that's it. And the family gets involved with his running as well, so it's not like when he does his running, he's always on his own, because he's not. The family get involved as well. At least some of the family members do. They get involved with his running stuff, so he's got stuff going for him. Whereas for me, I'm trying to do this, what you're watching right now, and then I'm trying to create sound resources from OMZ2, primarily for myself, right? But I'm sharing it so that other people can benefit if it actually does benefit from them. Because it's like there are OMZ2 videos out there, but they don't work for me. Most of them don't. If I could click on them, listen to them, and I don't feel relaxed. So I feel like, okay, well, I guess I'll just make my own then. But what if other people run into the same problem as me? So I may as well share what I'm doing, so that other people don't have to have the same problem as me. So we're doing that with OMZ, we're doing that with all these other games as well. We've done it with Nintendo Switch Sports already. There's Mario Kart, there's Mario Party, and then there's the other project stuff, high budget projects I call them, because they require a lot more time and focus to put them together. But when they get put together, they tend to be more stimulating than the low budget projects. And so I like to work on them because they might make me feel better than the low budget stuff. Even if I was to go out for a run, if I've got nothing stimulating to help me relax, then I might not ever be able to relax, which is typically what happens. So I'm working on that, working on the low budget stuff I described already. This adds up to six different channels in total. And again, I don't need to state this, but you have 6 channels. Not any of those channels are focused on building an audience. It's you watch what you want to watch. If you want to watch it, sure, I'm not here to advertise to you. I'm only going to share a channel to you that I think you'd want to see. It's like some people say, yeah, subscribe to these guys, they're great, okay, but I don't know them, sorry. They don't, do you know what my interests are, or something like that? I'm the sort of person that I would see a channel, watch the stuff, and then I might think the stuff might remind me of a very specific person or group of people, and then I'll show them this and say, hey, look, this thing is like the stuff that you like, and then I'll share it to them. Otherwise, I don't share the stuff. Like I've mentioned T-Man already. Why did I mention him? I mentioned him because I know that he is a real life bowler. I know that he's bowled in my world. So if you want to ask someone about bowling physique and stuff like that, I'm sure you could get something out of T-Man. I can say I don't know much about him as a person, but he's definitely done stuff, and like I said, you see Barbara's scorecard here, he's gotten a higher score than that with a physical bowling ball. So I'm sure he understands what he's doing, and that's why I said, yeah, if you want to see bowling in my world to the extent of Barbara's bowling, you can go watch him. You probably get something. But that's my kind of advertising, if that makes sense. I'm not going to say watch this channel because it will show them support and all that. Because for me, it's not it's a bit weird to say for me it's not about showing support. You kind of show support by being interested in the stuff, but it's like, I don't know, it's a weird thing. I don't ask for support with my stuff. My stuff's there to support you, not the other way around. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's backwards. Maybe I'm just missing something, but yes. You don't need to support me. I'm here to support you. That's why you're getting these videos. And whether you ask for them or not, I'm giving them to you because maybe they will support you. But it's not for me to upload a video and then ask for your support. That's backwards. That's like setting. That's like I don't know, going to a casino, betting all your money out, losing it all, and then going back to the bank and asking them for a loan because you now you need some support. Oh, I got Barbara laughing. That's funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't spend all your resources and then go and ask for support. No, it's either you ask for support first and then you do it together. Well, I mean, it's not even about that in this context, because in this context it's about me supporting you. I'm spending the time and the effort on you guys. I'm not asking for you to support me. It's not about that. If you want to support me, you can. That's your choice. But I'm not asking you to support me. Sometimes just by going out there and supporting other people, they will support you not by trying to support you, they'll just do it inadvertently. Like, I don't know, you say to someone good luck, or you say to someone, hey, you did really well, and then you might do something that they think was really cool, and then they might say it back to you. You didn't ask for them to say it back to you, they just felt like it because they remembered when you said that to them and how it made them feel, and they feel like making you feel that way too. So they want you to feel good, and they're supporting you, but not because you asked them to support you, just because they felt like it. So that's why I don't tell you to like, share, subscribe. You do what you want. So I've got 6 channels. I'm not gonna show all of them to you. I might mention one if I feel like it's relevant, but I'm not going to tell you, yeah, go and watch this channel. No, you don't need to watch it unless you want it. You want the channel, you don't, even if you want it, doesn't mean you need to watch it. If you want to watch it, then you can, if you know how to find it. But I'm not, yeah. Well, what we're saying is we're working with 6 different channels at the moment. I still have to do things like sort my room out, sort out budget related stuff, work out my future steps, prepare myself for work, things like that, just building those skills. But instead, I'm sitting here with this game. I don't feel like this is what I need to be doing right now. Maybe later. But later might be too late for the game's community, I don't know. Should I be that bothered about the community? It's not like I'm a part of the community. I'd say I'm very much out of the community. That's how I feel. That's how I've always felt, really. I've always felt like I've been outside. And that's why I haven't been playing the game online. or at all. Barely played the game until I decided I wanted the items. And that forced me to play online, because that's the only way you can get all the items. But this game was just there, I just didn't even play it. Is this my own copy of the game? I think so. I think I actually did get a copy for myself. Because I was just using my dad's copy and played the game occasionally, and then I just gave it back after a while. Like, no, there was a time where I kept his copy of the game, and it'd just be sitting there for months. I'm thinking, when am I going to play Nintendo Switch Sports again? It would be nice to play it, but the friend that I usually play it with, he's not really around playing it, so I don't know when I'm going to get to play with him. Don't really know what to do on my own. The joke is, I'm not that fussed with, for example, playing bowling and going for a high score, so I'm not going to do that. And then back then there was no golf, so it was bowling, tennis, chambara, badminton, football, and thing. And all of those sports, minus bowling, were strategy based, so I guess in that sense I wasn't that invested in them back in the day. So just bowling, and then I'd have to do that on my own, just me bowling. And that was before I had all these passes to have different people that I could bowl with. I did try and make some passes early on, but then I just stopped. And then I couldn't make the characters that I wanted to make because you needed the items that we didn't have them. And in trial mode you can only own 2 per collection. So then it just felt like we've got nothing. So it didn't feel great. That game would sit there for months. I'd have no reason to play it. Could play it online, but who's there? Who cares? There's no one to play the game with. Yeah, I think we're just sad now. Let's see how long the video's been going for. It's been going for 2 hours 30. So we've been talking for about 30 minutes. Or I'll review at 2 hours 40. 7 minutes, 6 minutes of me talking. If I get nothing out that feels worth, if I can't get anything out that feels worth mentioning, then I will just stop the video. Or I'll stop recording the game. It feels like I don't have much to say. I know what I want to say, but I don't seem to be fit to express it, so I feel like I'm going in circles. It's a bit funny to think that we have all 6 channels active at the same time, because we had one, well, we only really used, no, we had 2. There's Baby Rosa and then this one. And then we made a third one, that was technically, the 4th channel now? 4th? That was the 4th one. Made the 4th one, and then made the 5th one in the same month. And then towards the end of that year, we made the 6th one. And then we had plans to bring back the second one. So then now all 6 are active at the same time. Sort of, because there are only 2 channels with very consistent schedules. i.e. they never miss an upload date. And then there are 2 that are very flexible in the sense that we'll only put videos up there. I don't even want to phrase it like that, because it's not supposed to think about me. It's supposed to think about the channel itself as its own thing. But anyway, the videos there, they get spaced out a bit better. Or not better, they just get spaced out a bit more. And then the other channels, weekends only, but only if we have the videos ready. Otherwise you just get nothing. And then you have this one, which is do whatever. Not happy. I don't feel like taking this game like this, treating it like this. And for this rank, why are we doing this? I really want to put it aside and pick it up later, if even. Yeah. Yeah, no. I keep getting this thought, and then I start talking, and then I forget about it. It's the fact that we're applying, I guess, sort of physical training practices. We're applying physical training practices to a video game, but it feels like that's not what the video game was meant to be for, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's not like you can't do it this way, but I don't think this is, don't think you're meant to do this. That's what makes me think. That's what makes me think particularly that we just shouldn't be doing this. Not if it's going to be, we must do it because it's training. If you treated the training as fun, I think that's different. If it's a case where it's, let's pretend that we're training. Because even for Barbara it's a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah. Because she's getting up there. Okay, maybe not as much now, because it's been spread out between Blue Eyes and Apple and Fumiko, but she's, especially last year, she had many days in a row where she would get out there, practice earlys, lates and mix, and for a bowler in my world to do that, it would be a bit more physically exhausting. To practice that, to do it every day. And even then, I still think bowling in my world shouldn't be treated so much like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that, but to do that, for what reason? To do that, I guess for a competitive advantage, I just feel like maybe that's not really worth it. Not unless you treat it as fun. And again, Matt Wholesome will say that there are aspects of running that aren't fun, but I've even heard him say the complete opposite. I mean, the way he says it's a bit funny, but you can tell that he likes putting himself through these challenges. He likes challenges, and I think that's a common thing with people. And yeah, you know, he's doing physical work, so it's going to feel rough, but he gets it done and he knows he can do it. Or even if he feels like maybe he can't do it, he likes giving it a try to see what he can do. So he's made his training feel like it's a bit, like he gets something fun out of it. Would you say that we had that here? No. It did not feel rewarding. It didn't feel rewarding. Just felt like swinging this Joy-Con, stuff's happening. Okay. I really don't want to be swinging the Joy-Con like this though. And then it's sort of, I could do that for an hour and feel like, okay, well, we did it. We swung the Joy-Con like that for an hour. Did I feel like we did anything okay? I guess so. It's like Barbara always got 8 pins or more, so that was good. But I don't know, it just feels like nothing. You get 8 pins, okay, cool. Yeah. I know it's all in the head, but even with that quote of you reach 8 pins every time, it just no. And then where do you find the stimulus with that? Because if we set it to 10 pins, then there are times where Barbara doesn't get 10 pins, and I'm thinking, yeah, but Barbara, we keep missing Barbara. And it's like with fitness, you know, isn't it? Like if you're running, you'll know if you gave that run everything you had. If you pushed yourself, you'll know if you did that. You'll be able to feel the feedback. And then if you feel like you pushed yourself, but you were a bit slower, it could be things like it's windy, it's hilly, it's rainy, or it's too hot, or you're not feeling well, or there's some kind of other pain that you're feeling, but you know that you gave that run your best. And if you feel like you didn't, and you see a slower score, you might think, yeah, I know I didn't push myself that time. I understand why the scores are like that. But with bowling, I'm not sure if it's just with bowling or if it's just here helping Barbara do the bowling. I'm not feeling that. I could feel like I'm putting in everything and Barbara doesn't get all the pins knocked over. Or I could feel like I didn't do anything in particular and Barbara gets all the pins knocked over. And that's because the effort doesn't equal the output when it comes to bowling for Barbara. And maybe when it comes to bowling itself, the effort doesn't necessarily equal output. And so, because the aim of the game is so intricate, in other words, it's so precise, since you have to knock over the pins, you can't just throw the ball and stuff happens. No, you have to throw the ball in a very specific way to get those pins knocked over. So you could have a really strong throw and it just goes straight into the gutter. Then what are you saying? You haven't done it, have you? So at that point it feels like the strikes don't mean anything, the spares don't mean anything, 8 pins doesn't mean anything, just it doesn't feel like I'm getting anything from the training session. I think Barbara got 300 points during the cooldown. 1, where the threshold was set to 6, and 2, when I wasn't standing up, actually swinging my arm and putting my leg forward. So I was just sat down doing this Joy-Con thing that I don't even fully understand. And she got 300 points. Which is part of the reason why sometimes I think, well, if Barbara's doing this, surely she should be able to go out there and reach that rank. Of course, we still need, there's still theory work that we don't understand. That's why Barbara hasn't done that yet. And there are other things like anxiety and stuff like that I feel get in the way. I'm not sure if it's worth going out there and trying to apply what we did. Well, to be fair, we did learn something from Apple's session, because I think Apple did get 300 in the warm-up, and then when she went out there, her performances were fairly inconsistent, I think that's it, inconsistent. So it's not like we can't do it, it's not like we really need to work that hard to get it done. We're just too stressed. We need to cool down. But how are we supposed to do that? I really don't know how we're supposed to do that. And putting in more effort, is it going to result in less stress? If anything, it will result in more stress. So a lot of it makes me feel like the training is unnecessary. But then, what should we do? What should we do? Because I don't know. Do we just keep pushing with this silly ranks thing? The time is 1:45. So what did I have in mind? 1:46. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so this is a bit frustrating, isn't it? Yes, OMSI. It was going to be OMSI into what? OMSI into running the tournament, right? Yeah, I think so. OMSI into running the tournament. I wanted to get up for a good time tomorrow. It's like my sleep is, so I don't even know, basically. Oh, the phone. How much battery left does the phone have? It has 8%. That's okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking, Barbara, we know how to do that. And even here, her score is this. That's not a winning score. So I don't know. But Barbara can do it. Blue Eyes could do it, although I think, who's it? Ashley's got the pass at the moment. I'm not proficient with my left hand. I don't think I'm that bad. But I don't understand it as much. So I feel like it'd be better if, I don't know, Blue Eyes went out again. Well, yeah, maybe once I've gone and brushed my teeth, we can talk to Blue Eyes then we'll come back and see what we should do. I really don't like the idea because it's 2 o'clock right now, or it's about to be, and I wanted to sleep for a good time. I wanted to run a tournament. I did want to run OMSI, although I think I ran OMSI 3 times yesterday. At least twice. I ran OMSI at least twice. I do have a tournament already that I can upload, which is nice. But I did want to make sure that we got up for a decent time tomorrow. We still have to get washed. Running the tournament helps with the showers because I just go straight in. I was a bit slow last time. I took too long in the bathroom and then the match was finished in 7 minutes, so then there's just 10 minutes of Grace on the screen. Or Grace and her victory animation on the screen. Edited. I didn't have to edit it out, but I edited that bit out. The video was recorded at 1080p, so it just took up a truckload of storage, which I didn't want to do. So then I took the opportunity to edit that 10-minute bit out. I was probably going to do that anyway, but to do that so I could downscale the video to 720p. I don't like this because I would like to. I think having the shower is more important. Oh no, that, yeah, and I just like the whole running the tournament and the OMSI thing, but you get to choose these things. I think, Barbara, personally, can you wait? Hold on. Is there a way to check your battery life from here? If you press 2 buttons or something like that, it will show it. Yeah, there you go. You press the ZL and the ZL button together, you see how much battery life you have in your console. Interesting how that's showing only 1 bar. I guess I could check my internet connection speed. Yeah, I don't love this, but I'll sort out some bathroom stuff and then I will come back and check with you, Barbara, and you and Blue Eyes, to see if Blue Eyes is happy to continue and see what we can do, because I don't I mean, to think that Apple came back, she hadn't played since when? She hadn't played since October, Apple, so she had around 2 months, no bowling, came back with 300 and 299, and I was just sat down. I wasn't trying to get question mark. I was trying to knock over as many pins, right? But at no point did I think, oh, Apple's going to get 300 this time. I didn't think that was going to happen. When it happened, I thought, what? Really? After all this time, you still could get that score. So it's making me think, you just don't even need to do this. We know how to do it. We just need to allow ourselves to do it. We don't consciously know how to do it, I wouldn't say that, but we can do it. And we've done it so many times at this point, it just feels like, what is it we need to do? We don't need to work harder, we don't need to work for longer, we just need to, I guess, work efficiently. I don't know what that looks like. Alright, I'm just going to go now, so I'll see you later, Barbara.